on your field sheets, oh no.
Sorry,
Well, you can share it. It's a little note saying why do we check the levels. And then, as I said, this one's got a button on it, which you've got on the photograph. This one hasn't. And this is to get the compensator to move. And that'll be explained when you have a little look at it. And then over the top tells you exactly how to go about it. And then there's a typical relationship of what happens in the middle, because some people are asking how do you relate from one to the other. Then how do we book it? And then when we move it in front of the other station, the exaggeration of the error is displayed when you read the staff. And then the next page you've got 2 bits of field sheets which we will use to book our readings. Alright? And then the other ones are just explaining how to set up a level. And what I'm going to do is quickly set up one, and you're going to have a bash at setting up the other one. Alright? And as I say, I will help you. I'm not going to let you struggle. But, yeah. So, these are level tripods. You can get ones with a bigger head. They're a bit more heavier and a bit more robust. And I thought with level tripods, they would be lighter. But when you got a fair bit of gear, it doesn't really matter on the white. So, your legs approximately 120 degrees apart. If you're in soft ground, you would whack them in. Oh, by the way, we've got a station up the end of there and one here. So ideally we'll move that way a few more meters because we want it roughly in the middle. You don't have to make it exactly in the middle. You have to make it approximate in the middle, because any error that's going to be an instrument is that's back sight and that foresight. And then when we move it in front of that station, that any error will be exaggerated. So you've got to make sure how you take it out of the box is how it goes back in, all right? Because some of them are upside. I think that one's upside down. You can hear noise. That's the compensator on the end of the wire. Before you put it up, make sure you've got enough movement in all your foot screws. Just finger tight it on. You got a little bubble in here, and you level it so that it's right in the middle. All right. So it takes as quick as that.
Where are we looking around?
Yeah, no, but I'm going to show you more. Yeah. The bubble here.
You can sit in the mirror. Oh yeah. Okay, gotcha.
All right. So that's that set up. So I've made it firm in the ground. I've set it up. I could get somebody on the staff and start leveling, right? And if I know where the levels are taken from, on the centres of manholes, ends of walls, the plinth is round there. We'll look at that in a minute. You could put it in the threshold there. You could put it in the. You could see through the window, but it would be best to open it if you could. Floor levels, a whole lot. So you can do levelling pretty quick. And that's it. It turns round. This is your slow motion, either side, and this is your focus. And what I note on it is you got to get the crosshairs as clear as you can, and use that by adjusting this bit. All right. And if there's any reason when we need adjustment, I'll show you how to adjust it. All right. So I'm going to set up the level staff on that nail over there. And nails are either Hilti nails put in the ground, which you can see soon, or a pipe nail or a PK nail or whatever it is. And this is a survey control point, which is what you were looking at the coordinates for. All right. So I've got coordinated information for this. I've also got levels on them. So I'm going to set up there, do the 2 peg tests with this, and then we'll do 3 hair stadia, and then we'll find out how to set out a level grid. So this one is you undo it, and it's quite hard to get undone. So that one goes upside down, all right? Whereas this one was the proper way up. This one's got silica gel in it, so any moisture gets kept out. That one hasn't, but that one's got the button I was talking to you about. All right. So if I just whack up a level next to it, and again, these are finger tights. If you get it out in the rain, the legs will swell up and it'll be quite hard to undo these. So you don't want to over tighten them, but you also don't want them to slip down when you're reading. So if we set up this here, excuse me. Doesn't matter, it's somewhere in the middle, yeah. Right? No, not this, no. Not this, right. So somebody can take the level out of that, try and attach it to that, and try and level it up. And you've got instructions in your notes how to do it. So if you want, yeah, so that's...
Fall off if you unscrew it too fast?
Yes.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, is it a screw now?
Yeah, so it's screwed. So if you want to take it off, you take it off on that, right?
All the way out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you would put it on there,
yeah.
Make sure it's in the right lit, then screw it up,
yeah.
And if I unlevel it,
yeah. You mess it up.
You try and level it again, all right?
Yeah. Back
Back sights where we're coming from, foresights where we're going to, forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Is that the foresight? So one's looking forward.
Right, did anybody press the button to see what happens with the compensator?
No. What does the compensator do?
It moves, it excites or moves the prism on the wire so it settles, so that gives you a true horizontal. Yeah. So it should float and come back to the true horizontal. No, as long as it moves and it doesn't stick.
Okay.
Right? So this one hasn't got a button. So the alternative you use is you flick the foot screw back and forward to get it to go up and down, or you tap the side of the top of the instrument to move it. All right? I recommend that you use the foot screws if you haven't got a button, because if you tap in it, there's a chance you'll put it off level if you hit it too hard to try and get it to move. All right.
The footstool is the
foot screws. This one, flick that to
right.
back and forward, yeah. So if you set it up,
I've just found
that's it.
the measure.
So focus in on that. If you flick the front screw, it's on line, back and forward, it'll read up to 152 something. Yeah. Collimation, yeah.
What's RL?
Reduced level plus the back sight. So that would be your datum, or the specific. It's either datum or it's the point you're coming off that you already had a level for.
So that you'd fill that in here?
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
What were you doing then when you were moving the foot back and forth to get the thing to go?
Yeah, if you look through when you're doing that, so if you just flick it back and forward to the same position, you'll see the crosshairs float up and down and settle.
Yeah.
And that means that the compensator and the wire's working fine.
Okay, we were just like giving it a little test.
We had one last year for the School of Horticulture where I flicked it, tapped it, and it's stuck. So the thing needs to go back to the manufacturer because it's knackered. So if anybody uses it and doesn't check that the thing moves, they'll end up with rubbish levelling. And they'll do their head in trying to get it to close.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So is that 152.3?
And remember, it's 1 point.
So we're on this table or
Yes.
the other table?
So you always do meters when you're surveying rather than millimeters?
Well, the millimetres you're reading. So you get one I've got 1522.
Right.
So you want to use the next sheet, a clearer one. That's it, you got it. So that is point A we're saying.
In this, that's foresight.
Yeah.
That's 1.5.
No. Yeah, that's the A in there first.
Yeah.
And it's a back sight because we're looking back to where we're coming from or where you were starting. Yeah, that's it. And then you'll have B in there and then back to A.
It's a meter, so
Except that the staff is not level.
It's more or less level, isn't it?
It's kind of the bubbles like sort of out.
A tiny bit, tiny wee
It's
bit.
allowed to be that much.
Well, if I put it right on, you'll never be able to tell because it'll be 1/10 of a millimetre.
We might be. geniuses
Okay,
at this.
all right. Let me go and see if I can adjust it. Genius. But remember, wind's going to have an issue with it all.
That's true.
Well,
Oh, somebody's kicked it or it's not. Yeah, it was better than that.
It wasn't me.
It was better than that. Yeah, I had it. Oh. There's the nail over there, by the way. I'm setting it over, yeah?
Oh, okay.
All right, so that's
You
the
guys wanna
survey
see
point.
The survey nail.
You want to
before
see
we
the
put that
survey
on?
point?
Survey nail. Yeah.
That's a Hilti nail, right? So it can be a slightly larger nail or a smaller nail or whatever. Yeah. Well, we don't want people hooking them out, which quite often they do. You know, we'll be working in some domestic areas and they come along with a crowbar and whack it out.
Okay, so we're basically saying that whatever measurement we're taking above is above that.
No, all you're setting is you're setting the collimation height. You're setting the horizontal level relative for where the instrument is to this point here. And what you read in the staff, that's what had it before. Is that good enough for you?
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
All right.
Don't knock anybody.
Just checking.
We were just wondering what the tolerance is.
Well, it was either knocked or the wind blew it. That's what I left it as.
Now we're going to go check in there again.
So yeah, you're going to book it down. So you got A, B, A, B, A. So I've got the both instruments and I've taken a shot to both of them. And I want everyone else to take a shot to them. And then we're going to move this to the forward station and do exactly the same again. And then we're going to move the instrument, the level instruments, just in front of it and read the back sight to there and the foresight to here.
This one's the back side.
Now it's the back sight.
Oh, sorry. When you come
is
back
the
round,
back
it'll be a foresight.
Back sight to start with, yeah.
So,
then we need to turn those around and do the.
Foresight. Once everybody's read it to here. Has everyone read it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're happy?
Yeah.
Right. All right. Press the button then. And everybody on that one, you've seen the difference between pushing a button and flicking the foot screw. Yeah?
I never pushed the buttons, but I pushed the buttons.
Well, if you do the foot screw, it's the same thing. But you want to try tapping the side of the instrument because some people prefer doing that. But personally, I think the foot screw is the best bit.
and basically you're just trying to wiggle it so you know
Yeah.
it comes back.
But make sure you don't put it off level because sometimes people might foot screw two or three times and it ends up the bubbles moving off.
I probably did that.
And then it's going to get stuck.
So remember to put your bubble back.
Well, just as long as you go forward and back again as quick as you can.
I probably just, I don't know, yeah, I probably wasn't that precise.
Right. So now I'm going to move this up there, right? And this has got a little bubble at the back. Eh? And you don't touch the level, all you do is swing it round 180 degrees.
so I'm assuming there's another nail there.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, yep, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. All right. So now you're going to read the foresight onto that. And remember to flick your foot screw on line, but the furthest one. You can do any one, but it's better if you do the side one, all you're doing is moving that, whereas if you're doing that one, you're moving it that way, which is, yeah, no, you're going to tap the instrument there.
All right.
But this one is you're going back and forward, back and forward,
Okay.
back and forward.
Right.
So it keeps it on level.
We're doing it A, B, A, B, but when you're on the way back at the end, you come back to this table and you're filling it.
All quite easy
But then the next, when we're on
until it goes wrong.
this, I think that's another thing. Right, I'm going to check. So A, B,
A.
and then when we come back around.
No. I've only done that.
I was talking bollocks.
Yeah, I've only done that because I've got two instruments. So I want to check that you're all reading them all right. Right? So what we're doing is we're reading A, back sight, reading forward now as a foresight, and that goes in forward to B.
Yeah.
Then you're going to move the instrument and read back to it, because that's how we started.
And
Then you read, then I move it and you're going to read forward. So you get back, forward, forward. And some people put them in different lines, and it's wrong.
And is this staff point A?
That's staff point B. I mean, obviously, if in a real situation, it would have specific names. Station 1, Corner Romano, Datum.
That one was the
A.
That was
A,
back.
and that was foresight.
Yes. No, a backside.
That was backside.
So then we're going to, on this measurement, we put it in this
At the very end.
here under A.
Yes, at the end. But at the moment, we're going to do a foresight because we're looking forward. And then we're going to move the instrument and sight the back sight to it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to move the staff again back to start, and that's going to be a foresight again.
Okay. So my number wasn't the same. I think maybe.
No,
it was
it's 2-2. Exactly the same.
Oh. You nailed it. It wasn't me. It was Maggie.
Oh.
You nailed it.
You copied it down. And that's got some people in the start have got a tendency to adjust things and copy things, and it's dangerous because if you don't get a closure, which you'll find out at the end, if somebody fiddles it so they has got a closure if they want to show the bosses or the client or whatever, and one of the levels is wrong, and if it's robbed substantially, it could really cost you big time. If it's only a few millimetres, it's probably not a problem. I levelled loads and loads and loads in Iraq across the Euphrates River, and we were rushed to meet the plane because it was already booked. So we came from Basra, no, not Basra. Was it Basra? Yeah. All the way up to Baghdad to get on the flight, and I didn't have a chance to reduce my levels, and I had about 20, 30 sheets of levelling to reduce. And if that didn't work, I'd have got the boot. The company might, because I couldn't use the levels, and the job couldn't have been drawn up. So I added up all my back sights and foresights, and lucky enough it closed.
Had a glass of wine on the plane, hopefully.
Yeah, and I wonder, somebody else might have fiddled it because they couldn't go back to the company and say it didn't close. But that would have been really dangerous to do. So it's all right copying if you can prove it yourself, but you should, honesty is a big issue. In any Savine, you need to be honest what you're doing and what you're reading.
Should we be using the same instrument? As in, if we get
Well, if you're writing it down, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you started with that one, continue using that one. Like, they thought it was wrong because I'm about 8 or 9 mil different between the heights of the instruments. But I'm doing it so I can check on everybody.
So I'm just doing A, B, is that wrong?
No, that's fine. But you're using the Vilt or this
So
one.
you're doing
yeah.
both of them.
Yeah. Excuse me?
Your level change.
Yes.
That's the meaning.
Yes.
1569.
Really not using these.
Well, I mean, maybe with those.
What did you get on this one?
1.569. Okay.
Gives you a bit of confidence, doesn't it?
Now written in the next column.
No, once we
under
move the
B.
instrument, once we move the instrument, we're going to sight that again, and that's, once you move the instrument, your first shot's always a back sight. So we're going to move this in a minute up to there and read it, and that's going to be a back sight on the same
On
line.
the same one. Okay.
Yeah? Under your shoulder, move it up here. The level staff shouldn't move. No, not right. So we're A, B, B, A.
Great. Okay. Right. That was what I did.
Right. So that needs to be levelled up. So we need somebody to bash down the legs and level it. And the same on this one. So we want to pull it a little bit here. Because the closer you get, you'll realise the harder it is to see it. All right. So somebody want to bash in the legs and level?
Do you want to try?
And obviously when you move it under your shoulder, make sure it's clamped on, you know, somebody hasn't loosened it by mistake. Because there's the amount of times I've seen somebody put it over the shoulder and the instrument falls off.
I put that in the right one, didn't I?
That's it.
And now we're going to do back side
Onto B
back
again,
side
yeah.
B. Yeah.
So looping ahead here.
Yeah.
Where do we get 1.3 from?
Well, this was an example, so it doesn't relate to...
No, but
All
for
right.
that example.
All right. So we've added up the back sights,
Yeah.
and they come 0.3.
Yeah.
Added up the fore sights, they end up 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
So they should be the same because
Yeah.
we started and finished
Yeah.
in the same point. There's a
that's
45 mil error,
Yeah, which is that.
right? And it's you find out which is positive or negative. So because that 1, 3, 4, 5 is the only reading we can adjust, because these ones are history, we've done that. The staff has now moved from B, it goes to A. That's the only one we can adjust. So we need to bring that down by 45 a mil so that it agrees with that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And there's a way you adjust that.
Okay.
Yeah? But hopefully any level that you buy, hire or use wouldn't have errors like that unless the compensator's sticking. All right? So this is an extreme example of an error. All right?
So you find your difference, you recite it onto that, and then you adjust it.
Yes. What?
Say that again.
So,
Sorry.
see one, do one, teach one.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me what you've learned.
No.
It's now in the middle.
Right.
I can't. I'm not that tall.
That's fine.
Look in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
So you press this
I
just
press
before you read it. You don't
Yeah.
have to do it it's when you're going to read it, you press it.
Yeah.
And if you've got that level, you just flick the foot screw back and forward
Okay.
and make sure the level's in there, right? So if you look through that now, right, I'm going to focus it and look at it. And luckily enough, you can see the, well, that's unusual. It's stuck. How odd. That has come to the end of its slow motion. I can't move it more this way. I've learned something else. So like the foot screws, you can run out a foot screw height. With this level, you can run out, whereas that one's continuous. You can go round and round and round. This one is worn out. So I'm sighting that. You can use a gun sight to line it up roughly, and then you sight it on. Now, if you look at that, I mean, that's fine for me. If you didn't have the numbers on there, you wouldn't have a clue what you're looking at.
You look really like industrious.
Level it up, but it's that's kind of in the middle.
Standing straight. I don't know.
So that's up.
Do you want me to
It definitely looks
help?
like it's pointing up to the naked eye.
Yeah, it's going down. That's all right. Yeah, and then this one, you'd move it over there like that. Oh no, that. See, you run out of foot screw on that. Right. So what I would do was start it. So I'd bring these up because you're running out.
Yeah.
Halfway. Right. Then you make sure the level's almost. So if you want, you can move it a tiny wee bit this way
Yeah.
because the bubble needs to move that way.
Right.
And then stamp these two legs in again.
Yeah.
And then ideally you move it so it's going to move in this thumb. So the bubble wants to move that way a bit. So I go like that, two together. The bubble moves this way, a bit more. Then I use the left-hand thumb, pull it this way, on line with that. Move it this out the way because it's coming out.
Yeah.
And then you've done it.
Right.
All right? I was using all three because I know what I'm doing and I can quickly chase the bubble. But in the
The bubble sort of moves quite quickly, doesn't it?
it does.
It sits in one place and then it suddenly goes bing.
Yeah.
So like
So-
you think you're not doing it right, but then it's
But in there, you've got how to do it. And the more you do it, the quicker you'll become. So when you're sighting that SAF, you can't, well, you can see the numbers as well, lucky. Last time, So oh.
So they are different.
What?
Those the back sights.
Oh, a lot.
Well, because we moved the instrument.
Yeah. But how do we?
No, we've got to take another shot, which is we're going to move that back to
Did
there.
I just put that in the wrong
No,
place?
that's fine. You're sighting back.
Okay.
So you were sighting just about here, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1.501 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And again, it's a guesstimation. The closer it is, it's harder to split that into 10 millimetres because you don't know if it's 1 or 2 or whatever. The further away, the ideally 30 or 40 metres away, you can read it quite quick. And you just read it, book it down, job done.
Okay. So what do we do now? So we've done.
Well, waiting once everybody's looked at this, then we're moving the staff back to there and we're reading it again. And that will give us the error, if there is an error.
Right.
And is this back sight, foresight?
This one's your back sight onto B. So it's on the same line.
Because we're going to calculate the difference between.
We're going to add up these two and add up that one and the next one when we do it. And this is your back sights and your foresights. This is your balance or leveling. So you get, because you would never use change points with a one far away and one very close, because they're introducing error. So if you're doing any change points, you know where something is, you know where you're going to, go roughly halfway. All right? Because then you're minimizing any problems of errors. All right? But obviously you're going to level lots of other things, so they're going to be close and far away. Yeah, the one. All right, so everybody's read this now, yeah? Right. So what you do now is I'll move the staff forward and then you turn it round. Before you read it, press the button, make sure the compensator moves, read it, book it down in there and add up the back sights and the foresights. All right?
I just moved it. Or did you move it? Did I move it? Did I just lean on it?
Oh, don't worry about this one. We're going to 1.5. Wow.
Yeah, the instrument's got to stay the same. Yeah, but you shouldn't really...
That's like 152.
Is it? You must have bashed it.
501.
No, it's been bashed off.
Oh. Also, this is not designed for short ass like me.
Oh,
I
right.
can't see in it.
It's moved a millimetre. So let me put it back to where it was, because we want to have the same level, don't we? We don't want to introduce
I think
errors.
maybe we're all just quite klutzy and keep like twiddling knobs
Yeah.
that aren't meant to be twiddled.
Yeah.
We haven't worked out which ones we should be touching yet.
Right.
Really, you just only touch, once you've got it done, you should
Let's
only
go
touch
higher.
the side one.
Right. Well, yeah, it's kicking it.
I
Yeah.
swear maybe I knocked it.
Yeah.
I think it's a foot rather than any of the
Yeah.
wheels. Yeah.
And I've made it too small. All right. But this is why in soft ground that you'd be less unlikely to kick it. But you should keep your hands and everything off it.
Yeah,
Because I've had
I'm,
been,
like, leaning on it.
well, I've had children
it's-
come up swinging on it
It'd be
while I've been
it-
working.
It would be better to swivel it round so you can view in through
Yeah.
the gap in the leg.
Yeah, but you remember, you're going to be observing things everywhere.
Because at the moment, like leaning in over it.
Yeah. So we've run out a foot screw, but that is back to where it was. But like this, I've run out of slow motion. I've run out a foot screw. So again,
508.
08, 01.
Well, it's not quite at the top of the red.
Yeah, but remember, you're looking at it really close.
Yeah, 1.01.
So it's just there. Yeah.
There.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong line then.
Oh, you're looking at the different crosshairs.
I'm looking at the little line.
Yeah.
Look at the big line.
That's where you make mistakes.
15.
The main big one. Yeah, you look at the other two crosshairs in a minute. We'll show you how to do that later.
On the diagram, we have back sight 1, back sight 2, foresight 1,
Yeah.
foresight 2. You told us which direction we were going in, but how would I do that myself? How would I determine which was back sight, which was foresight?
When you start,
Yeah.
it's always the back sight. And then you're always going to go forward. So if you're going to go around the building, this would be back sight, that'd be the foresight. Then you move the instrument so you look back, and then you're going to go forward to another point. So the back sight is
relative
always...
to your first position. You determine from your first position, you call it back sight, and then you move.
Yeah, but
away
it's
from
always,
it,
yeah,
and
but a
then-
back sight and foresight, obviously the back sight was the initial reading,
Yeah.
and the foresight's before you shift the instrument. All right?
Yeah.
Because this is where we are at the moment. We're
Yeah.
on the level second position. We've got it dead close. We're exaggerating this error,
Yeah.
and then we're going to see what it is. But ideally, you would have your level somewhere around the middle all the time.
So these tripods would be at different heights and at different positions.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because you're using this as if that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And all we're
I
looking...
mean, this one will be a different height to what it was over there.
Yes, well, all we're looking at is the collimation height, the centre of the horizontal for this particular setup, and that one's got a different horizontal for that particular setup, and that's the dashed line on there. Skewer them all.
These stay here, right?
Yep. So again, you look through it, flick your foot screw, read it. Oh no, not again.
Don't move it because we've taken the measurement this way.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
No, that's
No,
fine
just
where it
leave
is, yeah.
We're committed now to whatever wonk it's got.
Just as long as you press the button to make the compensator move.
Now this is A looking forward. No.
This is an original one, so you're going to have something in there
Yeah.
now. Yeah?
Yeah.
And this is the only one we can adjust because that's the other ones we've done, the stars have been moved from here. This is the only one that's valid. So if there's any error on it, this is the only one we can adjust.
Okay.
So this is A again.
Yeah, and you're going to be taking a foresight as if we were going to carry on levelling round the building. So as you move, you're looking back and then going forward. So if you move the instrument, you're looking back and going forward. Same way, move the instrument, look back, go forward. Have you added them up?
Yes.
What did you get?
3.032 versus 3.037.
Right, so it's 5 mil in error.
Yeah.
And the reason it's 5 mil in error is because we're fiddling about and somebody might have kicked it a bit more because somebody said the bubble was out. So 5 mil error is borderline, right? And I'll show you how we could adjust it if we want to do it. Hopefully this one isn't. I don't want to adjust this. They've got 5 mil error. If I adjust it, I might adjust it wrong. So I want to leave it. I think it's just because somebody kicked the tripod.
That can't be right.
Someone who's a scientist.
I know, that's
very
right.
un-
I need to
very
yeah, that's
inaccurate.
Just this thing.
Oh, I just moved that.
No, that's all right. Well, you focus. You got two focuses. You got one for the crosshairs, and everybody's eyes are different, so there's no problem in adjusting that.
The crosshair focus?
This little one round the eyepiece.
Ah, okay.
You want to get them as crisp and clear as you can.
And where's
And when
the
you get them crisp and clear, then you can redo your main focus.
Realise you could focus the crosshairs.
And then you get a thing what's known as parallax. And parallax is where the objects are not in focus. And if you've adjusted your crosshairs and you look at the staff or any object and you move your head slightly forward and the image moves, so you don't know whether it's 1 millimetre, 3 or 5 millimetres, you've got parallax, you need to get rid of that. So to get rid of that, you look at a clear image, the sky or a wall or something, a building, and you make them as crisp as you can. Then you go back to your object and focus that as best you can. And when you move your head, the images shouldn't move. Then whatever you read is going to be correct.
Okay. That's what I have to try.
I got 147.
147, right? So add it then, and all right, 0 then. Put a 0 at the end of that, and then add up that and add up that.
Okay. 1.465, but it now looks like 1.47, so I think your focus.
Oh, right. So that's 5 mil different. That's interesting.
My eyes are
So, so the not focus or parallax gives you 5 mil error.
yeah. No. Yes, 5 mil area.
Yeah. Right, and that's what they've got. But I think the reason they've got 7 mils is because they kicked the tripod.
Well,
Let's have a weird shifty. Sorry.
So, yeah, 1471.
So the crosshairs are clear for me. And it's 1470.
Okay, so
Oh, 70.
I'm out
Yeah.
by 5.
1470.
I'm out by 5 mil.
I'm in the right mess of this.
Wait,
So
no, I'm
8.
out by a fraction. I'm out by a.
Add them both up.
3.028. So that's 9.
So I'm out by less than.
203. 2 ninths, 1 millimetre.
So what do we?
I think we're adding the numbers up.
How did you've?
Oh God, I'm not a mathematician.
Yeah, no, but that one was reading wrong
Oh,
because you got the same as me, 522,
yeah.
but that was wrong, and I wonder if it was out of focus because we got 5 mil error. So my instrument is 1 millimetre. It's got 3029 and 3028. There's nothing wrong with it because we didn't kick this one. That one's got 7 mil because it's probably because we kicked it.
Add those two up.
But anyway, that's the idea.
Where's that number come from? You've
That's
added.
adding that and that. The back
Oh,
sights
right. So I
and add the
just- I
foresights.
just got a slightly different number, yeah. So if I turn that to a 7, then
Yeah, but you-
mine is the same.
Yeah.
So then I'm a mil out.
Yes, that's right. But you've just changed that to 7.
I know that's naughty,
Well, it is very naughty.
but I just
Okay.
just
You're
like
right.
round
Yeah,
numbers.
yeah, I know. Okay.
I want it to match yours.
No, I know, but
2, 1 is 3.
the thing is that
and
if
that's
it's not
0,
clear, you need to make it clear, because otherwise you could end up with 5 mil error, right?
3.3.
So let's say it was a 15 mil error, or a 30 mil, or a 40 mil error. You would then have to adjust this, and to adjust this, you've got to take this off,
Yeah.
right? And there's little screws here and there and there and there, right? They've got little holes in it. You got a Tommy bar, and you adjust the crosshairs
Yeah.
so that you read it correctly. But if you adjust that to read what you had originally, it would be wrong.
Yeah.
So any leveling you do, you're going to introduce a 5 mil
So
error.
what you would. Okay. Yeah.
So you need to be careful. You need to be sure of what you're leveling. And if you're unsure and you've kicked the instrument, then you need to redo it. You need to put the staff back here, read that one again, and then you move it forward again and read that one again, providing the instrument hasn't been moved.
Yeah.
All right? So we could resolve this, but we can't resolve it now because that was
Yeah, we've moved
previously.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that was due to the focusing because they had 5 mil error on the
Yeah.
focusing.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So you understand all that?
Solid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So this instrument's fine,
Within about a millimetre.
but it would have been wrong with your focus and the parallax thing.
So how would you adjust on this one then?
Well, this one is slightly different. This one is a quarter turn.
Yeah.
So you've got a little Tommy bar in there, and you loosen it to bring the crosshairs up or tighten them to bring it down.
Okay.
Yeah?
I can see the little doodah.
Yeah. And it's the same as this one. Look,
Oh right. Yeah. So you're going to keep the net.
this one's got lots.
Okay.
So you've got one at the top,
Oh,
one at the
fine.
bottom. So you loosen the bottom one, tighten the top one, bring the crosshairs down or bring them up
Okay.
to give you the reading that you want.
Yeah.
And once you've got the reading you want, put this back on and redo the exercise, and you should end up with 0. All right?
This only demonstrates that it's accurate over 30 metres.
That's right.
So you don't need to have all your measurements within that.
Well, that's what I was saying to you. Generally, I would level within 30 or 40 metres. You could use it way over there, but the trouble is, it's risky. It's all right if you're leveling grass, because grass not matter. But I wouldn't use a change point over that distance, unless you then use the same distance for your forward change point, because I was talking about balanced distances. We set in the middle originally. So if you were having change points at that length, 60, 70, 100 metres, A, it would be difficult to read the staff accurately because you're getting shimmer, you're probably getting the focus and parallax, you're getting the wind effect in it, the staff man might not hold it vertical. So there's lots of things coming in. So if you keep it down to 30 or 40 metres between your back sights and your foresights, it doesn't matter about all the levels put inside because they're intermediates. You're only using the change points as when you're moving the instrument. All right? Yeah. So now we're going to use 3-hair stadia to take a distance from here to there, right? And this is what I was saying, that so if you've got an obstacle in the way or you get points out there, you don't want to set up a rigid grid, you just want to take a handful of levels and you don't want to ponce about. You can use the circle that's on here, right? And you can set this plate to be 0 on a corner of the building, but you would set up over the station. right? So you set up over the station, use a plumb bob, set up over the station, set 0 by adjusting that, whatever it is, right? 0 on the corner. Take a distance to that, and you can either tape it or use a staff. Then you would move it round to your level points, record the angle, and take the distance. And on a plan, you can use a protractor and you can plot that point relative to this. So you can use it as a theodolite. You can use it a little bit more sophistication. You're going to do a distance right now. All right? But you take a level as well. So your level would be the middle crosshair, and the top hair and the bottom hair will give you the distance. All right? We'll do that right now. No. It's just called 3-hair stadia. So top and bottom hair, you take one from the other, times 100 gives you the distance. But it's accurate to 100 mil. And this is what I was saying, you might read it and be 100 mil short between this point and the next point, and then you go to the next point and read it back and forward, and you might be 100 mil too forward. So you've 100 mil back, 100 mil forward. By the time you get to the forward point, you're more or less exactly where you need to be. So it's quite useful, again, from a few £100 instrument. It's got quite a lot of capabilities if you use it properly. So this one, you're going to read it again. So you've got your centre crosshair, which in this one is 1.470. Is that right? Yeah? So now you're going to read the top hair and the bottom hair, and take the bottom hair from the top hair, multiply it by 100 and tell me what it is. All right. And what I'll do is I'm going to lay out a tape and bring it up to you and see if it matches. Oh yeah, move it on there, yeah. Oh. It's going to upset the levelling, but hey ho. If I brought a hammer and a nail, I would have hammered a nail next to it. Been easier. I've put it on top at the end of the tape, so it might be a little bit different, but if you read the top here and the bottom here, so the level will be slightly different, but the top and bottom here. No. Well, there is a risk yet. No, it's all right. So you're looking at about...
Blowing in the wind.
Yeah, that's a song. No, because we're going to be looking at 23.6, 23.7, something like that.
So we write the top of one.
What was the top reading?
1.491.
What, 491, and the bottom one? And just write it below.
1.41. 1.441. Yeah, 1.441.
441, right. So take one from t'other.
Well, that's, even my basic maths can do that.
Yeah, it's 50.
Yeah.
Times 100 should be 50 metres. That can't be right.
Top hair, right?
Top hair, the little tiny one.
I've got 1.5.
Is it the top, is it a crosshair or the end of the line?
No, the little top. The top. There's a little line at the top. You got the big one, which is your leveling.
Yeah.
Then the little line at the top and the little line at the bottom.
Oh, going horizontally.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at the end where they hit the vertical. Ah.
So do that again.
So for distance, sorry, it's 3.
We're reading top hair and bottom hair.
Okay.
And we're going to read the bottom. This is the little tiny one, horizontal one. So read the bottom hair from the top hair, multiply it by 100. Should give you 23.7 metres. Come on, I'm excited. I want to know what you're going to get.
588 and
Right, take one away every other. What do you get?
Where are my gloves?
No. Right, what you got?
1.588 and 1.34.
So 8 is a 0, 4 from that's a 4. So that's 4, 1, 4. That's not right,
Oh.
because then you're looking at 14 metres, where we've now got 23.7.
Which little hairs are we looking at? There's the
Top and the
Yeah.
bottom.
There's the middle cross
Yeah.
there. Which ones are we reading?
There's a little one there and a little one down
okay,
there.
there's one there and one there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I looked at the very top and the very bottom. Was that wrong?
Of
No.
those
No,
sets
yeah,
around
no, no.
the-
What of this? The whole lot, the circle?
Yeah.
No, no,
Ah.
no, no. Let me read it then, and let's see if I can. You guys can do the same. You can read the top here and the bottom here. So the top here is 1584, 1584. And the bottom here is, it's the button, 1346. Right? So I'm getting 8, 5, 3, 2. So I get 2, 3, 8, and we measured pulling the tape 237. I said, so it's 100 mil different.
I think I've done something wrong. It's gone black.
Yeah. So you're now in your way with them. Right. Them ones again, I've got 23.8, and when I pulled the tape, it was 23.7. They're probably a little bit further that way. So that one's probably exactly 23.8.
So it's the difference between the 2 times 100.
Yes. Right. So I've taken a distance. It could take me 2 seconds to read it, and I've got a distance without the wind blowing the tape
Sorry,
everywhere.
So add them together and times.
No. Just take one from the other.
Take
Bottom
one.
one.
Sorry, thank you.
Take the bottom from the top. So is that 350?
Yes. Well, 1.349 maybe.
So are we taking there's a
okay.
middle cross here? We're
Yeah.
taking the one above it,
That one
and we're
and that
taking
one.
those two, and the difference.
Yeah.
between the two.
So you've got 0 that's 4,
Yeah.
5 from that's 3, so that's 4, 3, and that from that's 2. So you get 23.4.
Yeah.
Well, I measured 23.6 or 23.7.
Okay.
Now it depends on whether you've read one of these right or wrong by a millimetre, will give you 100 mils. So you could read that one above it should be and that one below it should be, and therefore that's reducing or increasing the
Okay.
Because I measured it physically at 23.6 or 23.7, that isn't far away. All right? Is that what you got? Well, that's you fine.
Yeah, 113.
You did it.
By accident.
No, it's not by accident. And because their instrument is a little bit further, I got 23.8 for their instrument. So it's good.
So that's the bottom number, and that's the top number.
What is the top number? Was 11349.
You would get more familiar with it and it'd be easier and easier and easier.
And David, the survey station,
Yep.
does that refer to the staff or this?
No,
It's
if I was going to use this to survey parts and levels, and I would set this accurately over that nail or that nail, and then use this to give me angles and the distance. And you can do that on yourself. You know, you just set up, hold a dummy assistant or a tripod, put it where you want it, come back here, write it down, go to the office and draw it up. All right? So you can achieve it with, obviously quicker and better with 2 people, but you can use it, or you can use it just as a pure level. So it's got 2 facets. Once you've proved your level's okay, then you can use it for pure leveling, or you can use it as an instrument. All right? Yeah? So that's it as far as that. So if we quickly just set up a level grid, I mean, I can't remember how good you were with the optical squares, but if I set up a couple of ranging poles, then we can see how quickly it is to set them up to get 90 degrees on it. And again, if you wanted to level that piece of ground, there's 2 ways of doing it. One is you tape measurements to every point, put the staff on it and read a level. And that's quite difficult because you've got the distance to here, but you don't know how far it is out to put a level out there. Yeah? In the middle of the grass, you don't know what it is. So you use the level on there and go out and do it. The alternative is to set up a level grid on there. So you'll set up 2 points at the base and then go out a distance, whatever it is, every 5 metres for 10 metres, 50 metres, whatever. And the only things you need to do then is fix the ends of the base of the grid. So you can fix it off that manhole in the corner of the wall for this point, and this gully in the corner of the wall for the other point. So you know where that grid relates to the survey. You know it goes that way 20 metres and it goes that way 10 metres. And you want 5 metre intervals. So it's easy to just divide it into 5 metre squares and then number them up, and all you need to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's very quick from a levelling. All right? So the setting out a level grid is quick. If you've got quite a big area, you only need to fix 2 points, then you just use it at a normal level. If you're going to use the levels of theodolite to take levels, distances and angles and levels, it's a little bit more time consuming, but it might suit the job or suit the obstacles or whatever that you're doing. Does that make sense? No? Right, so
you're just using the building?
it's fine. If you're going to use the building, you would have used the building to measure off the edges and the manholes. So you would lay out a tape over here,
yeah,
and either use this or a right angle, a square, or use the tape measurement. So you'd lay out the tape along here, but personally, because you've got that curve on there, I would offset either end of it, 3 metres, 4 metres, put a mark with a bit of tape, bit of chalk or something, and do the same from this end, pull out a 3 or 4 metres, put a chalk mark. Then you can lay out a tape between that, and you know that baseline is 4 metres offset from here. So you can measure all around the building, then you can measure from there. It's a short distance to the edge of the grass, the manholes and everything else. And then you can use, once they've been fixed, you can use the ends of the grid that we're going to set out, the level grid, rigid grid, and then you're starting to build it all up together. All right. So all it is if you got stuff or rigid lines, that this building line is nice and rigid, as long as you level from that, you can easily build up the survey, because once you've built that up and you've taken a few checks, then you can just duplicate that and continue working away. So it's not as difficult as it seems.
You construct your baseline.
Yeah.
You take reference points from that to fixed objects.
Yeah.
And then you also, if you want to superimpose a grid at certain distances.
Yeah, if you want to use level grids, yeah. But you can do a lot. So in your notes, in the handouts and the Dropbox, it tells you how to go through it bit by bit, and it's quite easy. But you could easily achieve quite a good survey. Because one of the students asked me to go to site to check what they had done. And apart from 1 or 2 measurements, they've got it really pretty good. And it's just that you measure a bunch of stuff, try and draw it up. If that works, fine. If not, go back and check it. And eventually get your confidence, and you just work your way through the job. Yeah? So, one of them. One of them?
Oh yes, thank you. Are these
Yeah. Right. Now I bought these for £40 on eBay, and I looked at Survey Supplies the other day there, York Survey Supplies, and they wanted £110 for them. So quite a bit more money, but there might be a different manufacturer and they might be better. But I reckon they're just great pieces of kit. And then I found out you can use setting out, you can do areas with them, you can even do levels with them. All right, so it's quite important. So if we were going to do the grid on here, we could set that on there, right? Measure it from there, measure it from there. I know exactly where that position is. If I then go up 5 metres to here, and you whack that in the top of that, so I fix that point, from somewhere. So I know where these two are fixed now. Use the optical square, whack it on there. Right, so make sure the prisms are all open, whack it on there. I want you to look through there, sight that one, and then set me out.
Okay.
And you want to do the same, and I'll set up one out here. Yeah? Right, which way do you want me to go? This way? Well, because you're looking at the top one or the bottom one.
Oh, yes. Oh, I can see you, Maggie. Ooh.
Right? I'll go that way or that way. And what you want to do now is the middle one. You want to match the middle one, which is me moving.
No, you need to go, you're pretty much bang on. You need to just go like a tad that way.
This way?
Yeah, that's it.
Right. But you could get better at that, right? So on this one, yeah? Can you see it? You might have to go just left and right a bit. Right, so you're going to tell me which way to go? Well, you can see her in the top one or the bottom one, and you want to line me up in the middle one, that the two of them are coincident.
Okay, you need to go left then. No, that's sorry, my left. No one's at the thingy anymore.
That doesn't matter as long as you can see the pole.
You can see the pole, sorry, you need to come back this way a bit. Tiny bit more this way. A bit more. So I'm lining the poles up, yeah?
Yeah.
A bit more. Yeah, that's it.
Right, that doesn't take any, once you've done it, it won't take any time at all. You can measure out a tape, and there's a rigid grid set, all right?
So we know this is a 5 metre grid. Is that right?
Yeah, that's more or less fine, yeah. Well, I paced it 5 metres.
Because you need to line up that pole with that pole.
Right.
That's pretty good, yeah. You're probably easier than that. That one's more lined up than this one. Yeah? Did you see it on that?
One. Yeah, I've seen.
All right. So it didn't take any time at all. So I could make that as big or as small as I wanted. And once I've fixed two ends of it, I know exactly how it relates to my survey. And then I can either use bamboo sticks or paint marks or whatever and go up exactly 5 metres and make a grid. And then I can use the level staff and just go up and down because I know exactly how it relates to the survey very quickly. All right?
So now we take the level staff, put it on the same
There.
position as the pole.
Go there, and go back and forth. As long as you,
Measurements from
yeah.
that spot over there.
yeah, and as long as you record what the numbers are on your sketch, you can then take that information and very quickly plot it on your drawing. Or if you want, like we said over there, we wanted another half a dozen levels over there, right? So you get two choices. One is you use the level instrument as a theodolite, so you set it over a nail, a survey point, sight the building and take the number of, but you've got to write down the top and bottom crosshair and the middle here and the angle, and then you've got to go to the office to plot that with a protractor, and that might take a bit. Or you set out this type of idea, and then you just set up your level anywhere, read back sight onto your datum or a known point, and just take the levels. Job done.
You've always got to put your level stick where the pole is.
Well, if you wanted a level there, yes.
The wall, I guess.
Yeah, but if you've already fixed the wall, it'd be easy to take the level at the top of the wall because you know where the wall is.
Where it is on your survey.
You don't know where this is,
Right, because this is your level grid.
but you will know where it is because you're going to take a measurement from there to the corner of the wall and from there to the gully over there. So then you draw two arcs in your CAD system or by a protractor. You know where that is, you know where that is. You know you've got a rectangle or a square and you know what the divisions are between it. It's nice and easy.
Would you then repeat that, go down the garden repeating the setup?
You can do, yeah. It's just this doesn't take long to set out if you've got one of these things. And providing you then use a tape to measure where you want your levels and mark the points, then to do the leveling part is really, really easy. Yeah? Okay. So that's how to check a level, how to do a distance with a level, and then how to set up an area to take levels on it easily. And that is about it. So hopefully some of it's been useful.
Yes, it has. Thank you.
And again, the more you use it, the more familiar you'll become. But honestly, if you're going to do this job seriously, whether you do it yourself or whether you employ a survey company, there will be times where you need to check the work or you think something's wrong. And the choice is, if you hire a level instrument for a weekend or a week, it'll cost you £100, £50, £100 plus VATs, probably best part 150, 200 quid. If you do that again for another job 6 months later, you've paid for an instrument. You might as well buy it. And it gives you the facility. And if you use it a few times, not to check, well, to check the survey, but obviously to give you confidence that you know what the level is of the control and the steps and the edges of the walls and everything. The more you use it, the more you become familiar, the more you get confidence. And then you'll inherit a survey on a big site and you'll think, yeah, it looks all right. And you've viewed it and you say, all right, the land goes up to that corner slightly and there's a bump over there. You want to confirm that before you start your design, before you start taking material off, bringing material in and start the construction. It's going to take you an hour or two just to put up a level, come off a datum, throw a few levels about, go back in the office and check, is it any good?
David, are surveyors ever on site when, like during the setting out process? Or
no, the setting out, the construction setting out, it'll usually be the engineer who'll do that. And you can get good engineers and you get bad engineers. So if the guy who's going to dig the hole has his spinning laser or has one of these, it might be an old cheap instrument that he's got to level it out every time he takes a shot. Whereas an automatic level is a bit more money, but if he's got an old one, he'll keep that. You know, some of them used to use old Fibron tapes. And I had my surveyor mate who was on site once, and he set out the building, a big building. The contractor phoned out, says, the building's in the wrong place, you've set it out wrong. And Stuart thought, my goodness, what have I done? Because you always think you have made a mistake. Goes to site, checks it all, he says, nothing wrong with it. And the bloke says, no. So he hooks his tape on one corner, goes across to the diagonal, and it was about, I don't know, half a metre out. And Stuart says, what? So anyway, he got his tape and did the same. And because the guy was using a 20, 30-year-old Fibron tape, you know what a Fibron tape? It stretched. Yeah? And Stuart wound it up, threw it in the skip, and the guy went nuts. This is what you've done, I've had that years. This is what's rubbish. And that's why you're calling me out. I can't charge you. Because, so, if the contractor's going to do the levelling, you've got to trust them. And trust is all right if it's all right, but if it's not all right, you want some facility to check that information before it gets to. Otherwise, your client's going to come and say it's wrong. We need to bring material in or take material out, or that's not right. And you'll think, my goodness, I'm sure David said something about this.
So if I turned up on site with my typographical survey
Yep.
and I haven't yet bought my machine,
Yeah.
I could just take some heights off like the walls and things and just double check.
Exactly as I showed. And you can line up. So I can stand at the corner here, line up the edge of the building, find out where it hits that wall at the back, put a marker, a stick or something on it. So I'm lining up by eye, then measure from that bit that hits the wall back to where the building is. And then you can measure that and say, does that relate to that? And then you can line up here and sight down the wall and find. So you're using without any instruments, without anything, you're just eyeballing things out, looking at the relationship. Does that about flat or is that higher than that? And then look at your plan and say, does it work?
Yeah, okay.
All right. So it's just giving you confidence and familiarity with how to look at a survey drawing and also how to tackle it if you're going to do it yourself. Because you will be coming across this problem where you'll get a survey and it'll look brilliant. But something that looks brilliant might not always be correct. And you'll get stuff where people will square things off to make it look nice, but it might be wrong, you know, because it's been built by humans. So it's just having an awareness to check things. And if you're unsure, you got a gut feeling about something, you need to check something, and you haven't got a level, but you want to check these levels. Because you can easily take a distance. You take a distance from the edge of that wall, pull the tape through the building, and check that physically. Does that relate? And if it's wrong, you need to continue checking. If it's right, it's all right. Take a corner of the wall to the wall over there, the building to the wall. If that's all right, you're building your confidence in the survey. And if you have got a level, you take 3 or 4 levels round about. If they add up, then you know that the survey is going to be pretty good. And so if anybody comes back to you, your client or the ground worker, and say, oh, the survey's wrong, say, no, I checked that, it's all right. You might have missed a bit, but generally, you're building your confidence. Yeah?
All right.
All right. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And good luck.
We'll be calling you.
Yeah.